Hello everyone and welcome to Limitless Gaming Esports coverage of Limitless Formula Racing, the Tuesday Limitless 2 edition, as the race will be taking place at Spain for today. If you have not subbed to our channel, please do us a huge favor and subscribe to the channel and like this video as well if possible. Also, if you didn't check out the race yesterday for the Monday Limitless 1 race that took place at Imola, make sure you go and check that one out as well. It was another variable condition race which had a few safety cars and had a slight bit of drama. It wasn't too dramatic, but it was a pretty good race nonetheless. So if you did not watch that race, make sure you go and check that out. And also, I would like to give a shout out to the Aston Martin driver that you see on the screen there, as I will get the settings put together. So, I would just like to give a shout out and a show of appreciation to the Aston Martin driver there that you see, BV Phoenix BV. He provides the logos for the Limitless Gaming Esports branding that we put for our YouTube channel. So we have updated the logo that is on the YouTube channel, and that was created and provided by Phoenix. So a lot of appreciation for that, Phoenix. Thank you. So as we are heading onto the track, it is Dark Stomper of the Alpine team, who is... Oh, and also another shout out to the Red Bull driver, who is also the owner of this league. That is LGE Kingsholm 94, who is celebrating his anniversary with his girlfriend. Congratulations to you, sir, on your anniversary. As well. So as we are beginning this qualifying session, I'm actually also not joined with my usual co-commentator, who is Mr. Big Weir. He did mention to me that he may potentially be joining slightly through either quali or the beginning of the race, so hopefully he is able to join me at some point during the entirety of this session. But as it is right now, I am riding on board with the Alpine driver of Dark Stomper, as he is the first one that will be setting a lap time. This is just getting to the end of Sector 1. There is, so hopefully Phoenix can get out of the way. Ooh, a bit late, and that may have cost Dark Stomper a little bit of time. So there is another car. We'll see what lap time Dark Stomper is able to set for his first time. So as he heads to the start-finish line, it is a 1:16.670 for Dark Stomper of the Alpine team. Shoxby like the next across the line with a 1:17.869. Shug's Life is next across the line, and he is serving as a reserve for the AlphaTauri team. He sets a 1:19.661 on medium tires. Prix jumps ahead of Shug's Life with a 1:19.629 on medium. Kingsholm also jumps his teammate to set a 1:18.128 on mediums. And that puts him in 7th place at the moment, as Bibbleboy has retired. I think he has crashed out. There is So Carl Wiedeberg is not a representative time. New driver to the league here is Pestosis 513. Just completed his driver trial a few days ago and has joined the Tuesday Limitless 2 driving lineup for the AlphaTauri team. So I'm currently riding on board with Ryan Van Doom. I don't know, is that Dark Stomper that's coming into the pits? Yes, it is. Boosted running a little wide. Puts up a 129.178. I believe that was another car that was going into the pits. So there is heading into the pits. There's a Haas that is heading into the pits. Kingsholm, I believe, is on another flying lap, but not able to improve. McLaren is coming to the line. Nope. Going into the pits. BKS going into the pits. Iggy Combo going into the pits. H. Bosworth, his teammate, going into the pits. Everybody's headed into the pits. Carl Wiedeberg sets a time on the mediums, and I would believe that is his second lap or second run on those medium tires for setting a qualifying lap. He sets a 117.541 to put himself into fourth. I believe that was Addix. I believe he just set a time with a 117.822 on medium tires to go up into sixth position. There is an Aston that is going into the pit lane. There's a Mercedes that would be boosted, who is on the soft compound tires. He set a 129.178 for his first lap time. This is going to be a much better lap time than that first one that he set. And he only jumps one position to go up into 12th with a 119.058. I believe that is Kingsholm, who's setting another time? Oh, and he jumps! Takes almost 9/10 out of his best time with a 117.282 to go into fourth place. That is pretty impressive. A lot of runs on those medium compound tires for Kingsholm. So that puts him in fourth position as it is. I believe Carl Wiedeberg is on an in lap. I believe Addix, as Big Weir has joined the session. Folks, the people's commentator is about to be in the building as Milan Massimo has left the session. So I'm not sure what that is about. Oh, and that's unfortunate because Pestosis has actually invalidated even before going into turn one. I think I just missed Phoenix getting to the line. He set a 118.727, and he's currently in 11th. That was on the medium compound tire. Kingsholm is headed into the pits. I'll ride on board with Shock Be Like, who is currently sitting in 9th place. So I'm currently riding on board with Shock Be Like, who is in 9th place. I think the car is ahead of him on a lap. Yeah, so we'll see what it is that Lee can do, but it looks like he's backing out. So we'll go back to Shock Be Like as Mr. Big Weir, as Shock Be Like heads into the pits. Big Weir, you are back on the commentary scene. Welcome back, sir.
I'm back.
How are you, man?
I'm very, very good. Very, very good. Little hassled, little rushed. I'm half eating my dinner, but I'm here. And my car passed its MOT test, and that might mean nothing to you, Cam, but it means the world to me. So what have I missed? What's been happening? How are you?
I'm pretty good, man. Pretty good. Just getting this, just over halfway through this qualifying session. And as you can see, Dark Stomper is a second clear of all other qualifiers.
So quite a big pace advantage at the moment, as you can tell. Yes, eating my dinner, but quite a big pace advantage at the minute. It's over a second. It's a bit of a madness, but I suppose he's the championship leader, so can't really expect much less than that from him. Any dramas so far? Any? I see a couple of people retired.
Yeah, I believe Thibaut Boy crashed out. I am not sure what happened to Milan, but there may be a slight... I need to look at the Discord because Yo-Yo is going to be joining late, and I think there may be a bit of an issue with the seats.
Oh, fingers crossed. Well, I suppose it's just going to be a headache for... It'll be a bit of a headache for me in the standings, I guess, but I suppose we could work it out. At least, apparently according to the latest patch update, fingers crossed this is actually true, but they fixed the whole joining during qualifying thing where, whenever the timer bugs out, so I joined late and it's sitting at the 7 minutes, so it's looking pretty good. Yeah,
it's good. So I was just riding on board with Shug's Life. He set a 1:18.031 to go into 11. As Iggy is heading into the pits, we have Pesto Sauce, who is currently in 12th. He is heading into the pits as well. Let's see if anyone is on a lap. Looks like a lot of outlaps as King's home. Going for a bit of grass cutting on that spin. Currently riding on board, no, I don't believe BKS yet, and he's diving into the pits. Is there anyone that's about to come? No, it's a lot of outlaps and not a lot of people on actual laps. And throw him into the pits. Addicts into the pits. Ryan Van Doon on an outlap, and he's about to start a lap on the medium compound tires, currently sitting in 17th, has not set a time as yet.
Starting in the mediums mightn't be a bad shout, you know. This track's are very strategy heavy orientated. If you can qualify well in the mediums, you're probably in good nick for, you know, if you're in the alternate strategy, you might get a bit of a clearer track, but the last time I commentated here was with Broom, I think, on Thursday. It was a spinny boy session. A lot of boys were getting caught out with the curb, so hopefully it won't be as spinny today. But do we know about rain? Any weather? Any drama?
No, I haven't been informed of anything as yet. Currently running.
As difficult as it is.
Yep. So I was riding on board with Flea 1996. He jumped to 12th position with a 1:18.307. As Shock Be Like has been disqualified for going the wrong way. Riding on board with Phoenix, he just set a 1:18.234 to go into 11th.
That is an interesting disqualification. It's kind of hard, unless he spun at some point. Kind of hard to drive the wrong way in the track, I suppose, but I'll pull him right at the back of the grid. So Thibaut Boy promoted the P17 as it stands. Rand Van Doom dived into the pits there. He didn't fancy that lap. Has he got time left? I can't see because it's saying yellow flower. Yeah, 4 minutes.
Yeah,
he's plenty of time.
Yeah, and actually in the Discord, there was a bit of a discussion going on between, I think it was Dark Stomper and Phoenix, and they were discussing about the potential strategy. And I told them there is no strategy. The safety car is the strategy.
Safety car. The safety car is the strategy. It makes the call.
Yeah, seriously. Because with our race that we had in Monday Limitless 1, it was last week, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, of course. I forgot we'd raced around here. It was bedlam. It was safety car every 3 laps.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those who are making strategy calls actually doesn't really matter. So
Right.
Just keep staying out to the safety car until right at the end of the race. Guaranteed a podium.
So I was riding on board with Lewis F1. He actually jumped up to P2, setting a 1:17.057. However, he's still a second off of Dark Stomper. So Dark Stomper is quite clear at the moment.
Yeah, I don't see anyone threatening him at the minute. To be fair, Lewis has gained I think a 10th on his last run. He's on a run now. I think whether that's his in lap or not, I'm not sure. But yeah, he's looking pretty untouchable today, and further cementing his championship lead if he can keep it on the track. But yeah, just looking at Flea. Of course, we said a couple of weeks ago he's changed from pad to wheel. Seems more on the pace than he was previously. Like, he's kind of in the mix of things now. Still down in P12, but good sign of improvement at least. Let's see, the yellow flags in sector 2 there as well. I think it's one of the Haas's going slowly. It's Alex. I'm not sure. She's going very slow. Not sure what the idea of this is, but maybe an out lap, trying to go very slow, an in lap out of fuel. Oh, I think he's out of fuel actually, now looking at it. Starting to head towards the end of the session now. We should be expecting boosted off in sector 2. I think he's just letting somebody by. Start to expect a lot of people to come out, get ready for that last run. Track evolution maybe kicked in a little bit, try and find an extra couple of tenths on this final run. I suppose one to watch at the minute is actually Kingsholm. He's on his out lap at the moment. His first lap's actually been set on the medium compounded tyres, so and he's kind of in the mix of those top 3-4. Could be one to watch, because if he can find a lot more time on those soft tyres, he could potentially challenge Dark Stomper, but he's got to find 1.3 seconds to do that.
Yep, so I'm currently riding on board with Kingsholm. So we will see. I'll first see if there is anyone that's coming to the line setting a time. Nope. Carl Wiedeberg is heading into the pits. It looks like Shug's Life has cut a little bit of time out of his best time. And yep, he's jumped to 8th with a 1:17.742 as Carl Wiedeberg, I believe, going into the pits as retired. Ryan Van Doom coming to the line. He sets a 1:23.333 to jump to 15th. There's a Haas coming to the line, and Addix jumps to second place with a 1:16.869, and Iggy follows suit with a 1:17.044 to go just below Addix into third place. As
Starting to jump up.
Darth Vader does not improve. I don't believe H. Bosworth improved. Lee cut almost 7 tenths out of his time. He's jumped to P9 as it stands. I believe I see
Kingsholm's coming around the last sector. I think he's up on his time, but I didn't see how much.
Yeah, it's almost 2 tenths. Second place for Kingsholm, as it is a 1:16.711 for the Red Bull driver.
I think I've seen Flea jump up there too. He's up on P9 at the moment. Ryan Van Doom retires. Yep. Still a couple on a lap actually. Shug's Life, he's in the final sector. There's yellow flags in the final sector. Only Aston Martins, I'm not sure what's happened there.
Yeah, Shugs isn't on a representative lap. Iggy is about a second and a half slower than his best lap, so I don't believe, as I hear thunder.
You probably heard my dog. He's having a great time here with his bone. It was probably the source of the thunder. Okay, I'm going to have to run down to the track. So I'm going to pull Mr. Basil here. I'm going to have to run down to the track for about 10 minutes, and I'm going to discuss some things with the Alfa Romeo garage, because CEH boss is slightly off the pace there, and I want to see what's going on with him. So I'll be back in approximately 10 minutes. I'm going to do some investigations.
Alright. So we will see as, this is going to be the starting grid for the race today. So it is Dark Stomper of the Alpine team who will be starting on pole position with a 1:16.027 as his best qualifying time, followed by Kingsholm of the Red Bull team with a 1:16.711. And closely behind him is Addix of the Haas team, who set a 1:16.869 for his best qualifying time to go into third. So I'll just run down the starting order for the race today. It is Dark Stomper in first place of the Alpine team, Kingsholm of the Red Bull team in second, Addix of the Haas team in third, BKS in fourth, Iggy in fifth, Lewis F1 in sixth, Darth Vader in seventh, Carl Wiedeberg in eighth, Flea 1996 in ninth, Shug's Life in 10th, H. Bosworth in 11th, Pestosis in 12th, Phoenix in 13th, Boosted in 14th, Ryan Van Doom in 15th, and no times were set by Milan Massimo or Thibble Boy, and Shock Be Like rounds out the starting grid for this race. So as we are awaiting the cars about to get onto the track to start the formation lap, it looks like slightly cloudy skies, but I'm not sure if there is any rain potential on the cards for this race. Hopefully, I would hope that it is a completely dry race for the entire session, but we will see what it is that happens. So as the cars are just getting away as we commence the formation lap, so there, as you see on the screen, is the predicted pit stop strategy. It's looking like it's going to be a two-stopper. Although we will see what it is that happens, as there may be the potential for safety cars.
So Cam, I've done a bit of digging. I've done a bit of digging. I was down at the trackside and I was talking to Dark Stomper's brother, who you all know is team principal of Alfa Romeo. Apparently, H-Boss wanted P11. He wanted the free tyre choice, which of course,
wait a minute.
Matter.
Wait, what did you just say? Dark Stomper's brother?
Yeah, Dark Stomper's brother is Alfa Romeo's team boss. It's called Light Stepper. Just in case you're interested.
I am so confused.
Honestly, they will confirm this at some point. I'm nearly certain of it. Probably not now because they're about to race, but this will be confirmed at a later date, I promise. Dark Stomper's brother is team boss of Alfa Romeo.
I am quite confused.
Not sure.
But yeah, there is.
I'm concerned about the glitches. Because I'm not seeing any lights, Cam.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
slightly concerned.
It's just because Yo-Yo is just coming to the back of the grid. He's just making his way around for the formation lap.
Oh, there's a car still on track. I was so confused. I was like, why is there no lights?
Yeah, because there was a...
Just looking at the Discord, everyone's panicking about their tyres now. What?
Okay, yeah, we may have a red flag situation.
This is a bit of an awkward one.
Yeah, so we... Okay, so I am going to... You know what? I'm going to pause the stream for now and then we'll get this sorted out.
Fingers crossed that he's just doing an extra formation lap for some reason. Oh, something's happened. Things are loading, I don't know what it means. It's been very chaotic, Cam, it's been very chaotic. I'm not sure. Bam Bam Doom. We've got a spinny thing beside him. Oh, wait. Things are happening. Did the race start?
It looks like it.
Yeah, I think we've got a race start and we've completely missed it, but it's fine, it's dramatic and everything. Kingshome's got up the inside of Dark Stomper. I don't even know. I'm flustered, Cam. Things are happening.
But I don't know if this is... we will see what it is that happens. So, yep,
potential Rosberg moment here. Oh, that was very, very sketchy into turn 3 or 4. I can't keep count because I'm flustered. But Dark Stomper's going back up the inside of Kingshome. And Kingshome says no. He's gone back through again.
And there are multiple cars that... So, multiple cars...
Bit of drama at the back. I'm confused. I'm more confused than you were about Dark Stomper's brother being team principal of Alfa Romeo. I don't know if it's an actual. Is it AI? I'm going to assume it's not. Let's look at the front and pretend it's not because it's quite a battle. It's really quite the battle.
So as it is at the moment, we have Dark Stomper in first place, followed by Kingsholm of the Red Bull team.
It's quite the battle across the first lap with Kingsholm and Darkstomper trading places multiple times. I'm expecting to move down into turn 1 here very shortly. He's right in his gearbox.
Yep, and we will see if Kingsholm will be able to make this move late on the brakes, and that is one position made up by Kingsholm to go up into first place. Currently riding on board with Lewis F1, and he is side by side with Darth Vader at the moment. He does move up into 7th. There's a bit of contact between the two, and Lewis goes wide. And that is going to serve as an advantage as Ryan Van Doom has retired from the session.
He's in the pit lane at the moment. Kingsholm and Darkstomper still battling at the front. Both of them are just trying to, fighting tooth and nail, really, for position. Darkstomper's right on the gearbox, and I suppose if you're looking just behind, Alex is probably in prime position because these two are getting feisty. If there's going to be a mistake from either of the two, he will definitely capitalise.
So yeah, there is. I'm just looking at. Oh no, Shug's life is in. As another car just went off. That's shock be like.
Seems to have rejoined. Okay, luckily no damage from what I can tell. Darkstomper now in the gearbox of Kingsholm again, right at the front. These two are going to be going at it all race at this rate.
So we'll see who makes it out in front as Phoenix gets himself a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. And it looks like Darkstomper staying just ahead of Kingsholm, but they're side by side now. And we will see as Kingsholm runs a little wide.
Back up the inside though. Ooh,
and a bit wide by Darkstomper, and that promotes Kingsholm into first place. We have yellow flags in Sector 2. I believe that is Darth Vader.
Argentinian had a great run on Tuesday a couple of weeks ago, but so far it hasn't been going his way. The front of this field is immense, man. Like, I'm just looking, like, you've got Flea's managed to get himself up in the P5 too, which is I'm ecstatic because he's really improving on this wheel, which is nice to see.
Oh, he's actually on pad today.
Now we're getting to the reason. Now we're getting to the reason. I see. Darkstomper's got DRS now on Kingsholm. Will he go for the move or will he conserve? I think he's going to go for the move. He's hungry for it.
And Shockey has actually DNF'd. I do not know if there will be a virtual safety car or safety car. There are not many cars going through that section, so nope. There will
Looking like it's all clear.
Yep. He's currently riding on board with Kingsholm, and he is right behind Darkstomper as there's yellow flags in Sector 3. Not sure. May have been the Aston Martin of Phoenix. As Darth Vader is currently in the pits. We'll just see as he's getting a new front wing and putting on a medium set of tires. So I'll go on board with BKS of the Ferrari team. Not able to make it up or make up a position on Flea, although Flea did go slightly off track going into that turn.
Kingsholm got a little bit hairy coming through the last sector there. I'm not sure. He's lost a bit of time, which is going to make it a little bit different, but I think he's got DRS, might help him out get back into that 1 second gap.
So I'm currently riding on board with Flea of the Red Bull team, and he is making his way past Iggy of the Alfa Romeo team to go into 4th position. Oh, and he's around. And he's collected Iggy as well as Lewis.
Iggy, no. Flea gets a 5-second time penalty apparently for severe collision.
Yep. So Flea has dropped all the way down to 13th position after that spin.
I'm a little bit paranoid, Cam, so I don't trust that this is the actual race because the start was a bit weird, but
Yep.
I mean, no one has said anything so far, so I'm assuming it's fine. No one's called out anything so far, and it seems like, well, there's people making mistakes, so it's traditional Spain so far, let's be honest. But yeah, the battle at the front's getting very hairy. H. Bosworth has got himself in a nice position now. Of course, he's on the alternate strategy. I'm expecting the guys in front of him to also pit if any of them have damage, but we'll see now as they come around the last few corners. Lewis stays out. BK stays out. Iggy's in.
Yep, so Iggy is in, Addix is in, and
Flea's in as well.
Kingsholm has just made his way past Dark Stomper to go back into first place. As we have yellow flags in Sector 1, and they are gone now. Shugs has left the session, but might be connection issues for Shug's life, as he is currently in 10th place.
Yes, these yellow flags are making me nervous. I think they keep popping up every now and again. That's why I'm slightly nervous. But
Yep.
we're just going to assume Dark Stomper still. Oh, these two are going to be going at it all race for this race. It's only lap 6. I think they've done about 9 overtakes on each other. It's going to be a battle of attrition for this one. Who can keep the pace going for as long as possible?
Yep, so I'm currently riding on board with Dark Stomper, as Boosted gets himself a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. And Boosted has retired, it looks like, in the pits, as Pestosis gets himself a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. There on your screen you see Dark Stomper, looked like he was going to be... Yep. Dark Stomper looking for the switchback, but not able to make it happen.
I don't know if you remember, I know it was only 2 weeks ago, but I remember the softs being particularly high in degradation around here.
Yep.
I will be very interested to see which one of these two pull the trigger first. Really, I suppose it's the guy in front that is the pressure on him, because the guy in second can just react to the guy in front, so it'll be interesting to see. Like I say, this is going to be a battle of attrition, but an undercut here would be very powerful, and if one or the other drops out of DRS, could be a game over, I suppose, for the win for the other. But like I say, there's also there's many other things to consider. I'm still keeping an eye on H. Bosworth on those mediums, I believe. He's not sitting too far behind those leaders, so he's going to have a lot of pace at the end if he can manage this off. I'm surprised, by the way. Where's the safety cars? Oh, Kingsholm's in.
Yep, Kingsholm and Lewis F1 are in. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's been too many serious incidents, so maybe there hasn't been anything too serious enough to have the safety car come out as yet, but we will see as we continue in this race if any more incidents do happen, as we have yellow flags in Sector 3 and it's Flea.
Got off to a great start, and I was all proud of him on his wheel, but I'm disappointed now, Lee. If you're listening to this, there's a massive amount of disappointment at the moment. Going back to old habits.
So currently riding on board with Iggy, and he's trying to make his way past Shug's Life. I do not believe Shug's Life is in this race at the moment, so that would be the AI car of Shug's Life that Iggy is trying to make his way past. But going into this DRS zone, as Dark Stomper has now decided to pit, going into this DRS zone, it should be a relatively easy move for Iggy Combo. DRS wide open, and yep, goes down the inside, and that is a place made up by Iggy Combo going into 11th.
Just looking, there's been some 200 IQ plays going on that me and you both missed. Alex has jumped Kingsholm with a pit stop. He's pit a lot earlier than the other two, and he's jumped both of them. Coming out of the pit lane, though, look, who's ahead?
Yep, Dark Stomper. As BKS of the Ferrari team sets the fastest lap of the race with a 1:20.036.
So Alex technically has inherited the race lead at the moment. If you take more pit stops into account, which is, well, fair play to him. He went for an early undercut. I'm not sure what lap he did pit, but he's managed to jump both the guys in front of him at the minute.
So I'm currently riding on board with as Flea gets himself a 3-second time penalty for multiple track limit warnings, and we have yellow flags and Flea is out.
Oh, he's out. He's lost at turn 1. Is there a potential safety car coming here? I'll be very surprised. It's been very generous so far.
Yeah. Once again, it is an area of the track where there aren't many cars going through, although that would be Carl Wiedeberg, who is coming to the scene of the crashed Flea, and yep, it's a virtual safety car. So, virtual safety car conditions. We will see safety car now.
I was going to say we've gone 10 laps, so we were doing all right there, you know. Do you know what, though? I'll tell you who this is going to benefit. The 5 at the front.
Yeah, because they already
the 4 at the front.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but you know, I suppose the one to watch really is Carl Wiedeberg, because he's the one who's got the significant lead at the moment. He should come out in that P1. H. Bosworth should come out in that P2. Thibble Boy starting to get a bit closer now. I'm not sure where he'll filter into it, but I suppose the question is what tyres. If you want to go to the end, it's looking like a set of hard tyres, but yeah, you'd be pretty racy in the softs. I suppose you could bank in a second safety car. I mean, like I said, it was pretty heavy here on Monday last week.
Yep.
Might be worth a gamble, but I suppose we'll just keep an eye on these guys and see who's feeling lucky.
Yep. So I'm on board with Carl Wiedeberg. We'll see. Yep. Going into the pits now. What tires will he put on? So H. Bosworth is following, as well as Thibaboy following into the pit lane. So we'll see what decision Carl Wiedeberg makes, and it's a hard tire, so he's going long.
There's been a madness. There has been an absolute mad. Pesto Sauce hasn't stopped. He's going long. He's the gambler here, I suppose. He's deciding to go long and hope that there's another safety car later in the race. But I can't imagine his tires being too good after, well, at least 11 laps on the mediums. But yeah. He's definitely banking on that safety car. H. Bosworth came out further down than I expected. He's opted for the hards. Pretty much, I think anyone who pit there has put the hards on. Who's that? Alex. He was in the mediums. Carl Wiedeberg's opted for the hards. And who was the other one? Thibble Boy. Went for the softs.
Yep.
Feeling racy.
So this is an interesting call by Pestosis. We will see. Wonder, I guess he is banking that there is going to be more incidents and another safety car.
It wouldn't be unlikely. We're in lap 11 and we've lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drivers already. Yeah, I'll be surprised. Put it that way. We'll put it. I'll be very surprised. Iggy and Darth Vader also. Darth Vader's little brother. He's opted for the hards, as well as Iggy Combo. Both those guys definitely going to the end as well.
Okay, so you need... Oh, so Pestosis is actually pitting now.
Oh, wow, okay. I mean, he's going to cost himself a couple of positions there, but gives Carl Wiedeberg the lead. See what he opts for here. What sort of tires? It looks like the hards for me. Is it the hards?
Yeah, that would make the most sense. Yep. So it's the hard tires for Pestosis, and he is going to come out in 11th. So wait, you need to explain this to me. So Dark Stomper is related to one of these drivers.
No, Dark Stomper's little brother
Right.
is Alfa Romeo's team principal. So they sacked off, I can't remember what you call them, but they've brought in Dark Stomper's little brother, who apparently is also a league racer, but he's not in our league, and he is coaching Iggy and H-Balls. This is what I've been told. Like I say, I'm just going off the info I've been given. Maybe it's all a big joke, I don't know, but I just find it odd. There must be some bad blood between Dark Stomper and his brother, because his brother's helping a different team. But look,
Nice.
It is what it is. Family issues, I mean, can't let it get in the way of sport, I suppose, but
That's quite interesting.
I'm sure they'll confirm. If you ask Iggy or H. Bosworth after the race who their team principal is, they will, I'm sure, confirm it as well. I'm trying to work out if the safety car, there's actually a chance it might come in this lap if Darth Vader manages to catch the pack, which would probably, I think they'd probably prefer it to go out another lap maybe, but we shall see. Hasn't been a call. There it is. It's coming in.
Yep, so the safety car is in this lap. And we will see what...
It's getting saucy, baby. It's getting saucy, baby.
We'll see what kind of getaway Carl Wiedeberg will be able to get on these.
We've got an Aston Martin. Ryan Phoenix has lost it in the exit of the last corner. His tyres must have been cold. He hasn't got any damage. I don't think he touched anyone else. But he's not done himself any favours there.
So Milan Massimo off of the restart has actually going side by side with his teammate. And looks like Kingsholm is going, once again, it's the battle between Kingsholm and Dark Stomper, and it looks like, who's that? Lewis F1.
Well, McLaren, I think Lewis has lost it. It looks like he has I see some debris in the side of the track there, but it doesn't look like his. So, maybe he had some contact with someone, I'm not entirely sure, but Cam, one thing to celebrate, by the way. There wasn't any collisions at the restart. There's no safety car penalties. They might have fixed it. They might have fixed it. It's a big day. Everyone gets cake. Everyone celebrate. We have no penalties.
And I'm just seeing and Pastosis are literally switching positions every 2 seconds as Pastosis late on the brakes, and he is able to make up finally the position on Darth of Vader to go into 9th as, whoa, he's coming up to some slowed cars in Iggy and Shugs.
I think Iggy might have some damage. I think there's been some contact between them two. Iggy's going very, very slow. No, apparently not. He stayed on. I'm just insulting him. I'm sorry, Iggy.
So Shug's Life going into the pits, as well as Thibboboy and H. Bosworth. So that decision by Thibboboy to go onto the softs, that is not going to work out for him, as whatever it is that took place, that advantage is going to be nullified.
He's opting for the hards now anyway. He's deciding to go long. H. Bosworth is out in pits as well. He's got caught up in the damage. Both of the Alfa Romeos just losing out at the minute. I was rooting for them this race. I was feeling good about them this race, but they always seem to do this. They break my heart and then surprise me right at the end. So we'll see what happens.
So I'm currently riding on board with, actually I'll go to Darth of Vader, who is just following behind Phoenix and Iggy Combo, looking to try to make his way around the outside. A bit of a lockup for Iggy Combo, and it is side by side between Phoenix and Iggy.
Holding each other up quite a bit here. They're going to be losing time to the cars ahead, which won't really suit Phoenix.
Ooh, a bit
almost
of
a collision.
Yep.
Oh, that was a collision. That was a
Yep.
collision.
And Phoenix has lost his left end plate. Iggy is into the pits.
I'm surprised Phoenix didn't box there, to be honest. I've nearly certainly seen a front wing end plate come off there, and I did.
Yeah, the left side's gone, and Lewis F1 has made his way past Phoenix to go into 8th place.
Yeah, got a new front wing going on for Iggy. I think he did have damage in the previous lap. He just decided to try and fight it, but in the end thought better of it. Mediums could go to the end. Going to be pretty bad at the end. He reserved here on Monday, if you remember back a couple of weeks ago. Got a puncture on the last lap.
Yep.
Gutted for him, but he pitted around the same lap as me, so I count myself lucky at the minute, to be honest. So I don't know how I managed it, but he was unlucky and got the puncture quite late in the race. So, but yeah, both of them currently carry the points, both Alfa Romeo. So I'm banking on them in the late race. One shock to me, Cam, Carl Wiedeberg is holding on to that lead nicely at the moment with the hard tyres. Like, everyone behind him's on the mediums. I don't know if they're squabbling and holding each other up, but you know, he's got a 1.5 second gap to Kingsholm at the minute. In fact, Dark Stomper's looking very racy and looking like he's about to line up a move on him. And he is.
Yep. So that is Dark Stomper up into second place as he makes his way past Kingsholm, and BKS makes his way past Addicts to go up into fourth. And Lewis F1 as well has just made his way past Darth Vader to go into seventh as we have yellow flags in Sector 3, and it is Shug's life.
In fact, on track doesn't seem to have any damage, so I'm not sure, but is he pitting? No. He's got him okay, back on track okay. Phoenix pit, of course, after that damage he got from running into the back of Iggy Tumbo. Opted for the hard tyres now as well. These guys who went for the softs, it has not paid off so far. Thibble Boy, though, pitted for the hards and he's back up into the points again, so could have been a lot worse, I guess.
And you were speaking about Carl Wiedeberg in the lead. It is now Dark Stomper who has just made his way past Carl Wiedeberg to go into first place.
And Dark Stomper's starting to finally show that pace he had in qualifying. It's starting to show a little bit now. Kingsholm's he's gonna have to pull out the stops now to get round Carl Wiedeberg, because he can't let his championship rival get any further ahead of him. I think at this point he's starting to run away with it a bit. I think he's almost 2 race wins ahead at the moment in the standings. So gonna have to start reeling that in at some point. Why not start now?
Yep. One thing I am wondering about Shug's life, I'm wondering if he is actually in that seat or if it is the AI that is controlling his car.
Now, that would explain things, to be fair. I'm not entirely sure. No one's close enough on track to be able to see. Keep an eye on Phoenix's time. Phoenix is clawing a lot of time in. That's some AI behaviour, I think, going on there. He's maybe not in his seat. So I'm wondering, actually, has that AI car caused a couple of collisions, and that's why there was all those incidents after the restart?
Yeah, potentially. So I'm currently riding on board with Addicts as he is going to get DRS and coming up to the back of BKS in the Ferrari, and that is an easy move for the Haas driver. Will Milan Massimo also be able to make a move on BKS going into this turn? That is a late dive, but he decides to back out of that one and stay in 6th position.
Kingsham's still stuck behind Carl at this point. Dark Stomper's pulled a 1.4 seconds in front of him, so he's lost DRS advantage, but Kingsham's still getting held up. Those two, of course, battling quite heavily at the start of the race. So I'd say they're probably similar matched in race pace, but if Kingsham can't get round Carl Wiedeberg, he's only going to cause problems down the line.
So, something must have just happened with Shug's life.
I just see, it says he's in the pit lane, but he's currently on track.
Yeah.
So I'm not actually sure. He's just retired in the pits. That was odd.
So was he in control of the... Yeah, that's weird. I guess he was in control. He must have just been having connection issues.
Potentially. He has had issues in the past when he's at home, so I'm not sure if he's at home or if he's got his university Wi-Fi, but Either way, it was causing some issues today.
Yep. And luckily, these cars are avoiding him at the moment because he is in the way of a lot of cars that are coming through.
He's in a bit of a bad spot for a retired car. He did retire in the pit lane, so there's nothing actually wrong with what he did. It's just the game has been stupid and brought his car back on track.
Yep, so he's now dove to the left and is off the circuit. So currently riding on board with Kingsholm, it is going to be DRS for the Red Bull driver, but not able to make his way up close enough to Carl Wiedeberg to take that second place position. Although going into this start-finish straight with the DRS, we'll see if Kingsholm will be able to make that move.
Yeah, he's right. He was right in his gearbox at the end of the second DRS straight, but has lost a little bit of time in that last sector. He's going to have to try and get something done now. Burn the battery, hopefully get him into the braking zone, but he's got a lot of overspeed at the minute. May think about going for it.
Yep, and he does. And he is king of the late braking, although Carl Wiedeberg is trying to fight back. And Carl Wiedeberg is doing a pretty good job as they are still side by side. How is this going to end? Ooh, and Kingsholm goes slightly wide, and Carl Wiedeberg gets that second place position back, but back down the inside goes Kingsholm.
And doing absolute wonders for Dark Stomper as well, though. They're battling tooth and nail, but he's finally got the move done. Yep. It's released him to try and chase after Dark Stomper ahead.
Although it will be Carl Wiedeberg who... but a bit of an error by Carl Wiedeberg, and that's going to probably cost him being able to have a good run to go and get that second place position back.
Karma, actually, if he gets a decent exit out of this last corner, he might be able to another crack at Kingsholm down the start-finish straight. He's close enough to him. I think he's going to be able to, you know.
So riding on board with BKS, you can see Addix has just gone into the pits. He was on 13-lap old medium tires as Carl Wiedeberg makes his way back ahead of Kingsholm to go into second, and Milan Massimo also makes his way past his teammate to go up into fourth.
Alex is gambling on that undercut again. If there's a safety car now, and there's yellow flags in sector 3.
Alfa Romeo, H. Bosworth.
I think it's going to be a safety car, luckily. But if there's a safety car now, it's not going to do him any favours, but he's got his tyres at the moment. I think he's going to try and undercut the guys in front of him. They're going to have to pit at some point. There was a bit of a gap between him to, I think it was Kingsholm. I suppose he could try and rein it in a little bit now and hope for the best.
Currently riding on board with Kingsholm. Got relatively close to Carl Wiedeberg, but Carl Wiedeberg, some good traction out of that turn, able to go forward about 3/10 out of that one turn. We'll see as they are heading into the final DRS zone of this circuit. We are currently on lap 22 of 33, 2/3 of the way through this race. And Kingsholm just not able to have enough speed and not enough of a straightaway to be able to make his way past Carl Wiedeberg, although as BKS is just coming out of the pits, Darth Vader makes his way up into 5th place.
Oh, Alex is coming now. It hasn't got enough to undercut. Going for a late break, but he's going to stick it up the inside.
Contact.
That curve is a death trap.
That is unfortunate for the Haas driver of Addix. Currently riding on board with Kingsholm again. DRS wide open, but just not enough of a straight to be able to make his way into that second place position that Carl Wiedeberg currently owns.
So Lewis has pit that lap as well. He's coming up to the back of Addicts after that. With yellow flag sector 1, also caught out on that curb. Really, really impressed with the I don't want to say the lack of safety cars. I'm going to say it now. It's going to happen, but I'm surprised there. Like, we had so many on Monday, and I suppose they were maybe we're racing quite ridiculously on Monday. Everyone's trying to fight tooth and nail for every point now. But I think there was at least, between the virtual safety cars and the safety cars, there was at least 5. I'm just surprised there's a distinct lack of them at the moment.
These drivers are doing a pretty good job of keeping things relatively clean. As Lewis F1 riding on board with him, side by side between him and Attics, and yep, he's able. Ooh, they're still side by side, but it looks like Lewis is going to come out on top in that battle for 8th place. But will Attics try and go down the inside? No, he will not. And that is 8th place secured by Lewis F1.
And those two can't afford to fight too hard, though. There's a couple of guys ahead on the hard compounds that they definitely should be able to catch before the end. But if they're going to fight the whole way,
oh, and Milan
going to help them.
Is around in, almost reversing into the pit lane.
When is he going to pit? I think he probably should. He's going to do a pit stop. Yeah, he has.
And his front wing is absolutely gone off of that car.
Well, that answers the question. He's definitely going to get undercut by his teammate. He's coming around the last corner now, so promotes BKS into P5.
And there's
to chase down Darth Vader.
Pestosis is around as well.
Where's it? I can't even tell what that is. Is that the last corner? Is that pit lane again?
Yep. Yes. That's unfortunate for the AlphaTauri driver, as BKS is out and Addicts is spun as well, and it's a safety car.
And there, as I said, one lap later, it's
it's chaos.
It's yeah. I was just saying, I've seen Iggy overtake a spun round Addicts there. And Alex wasn't actually on the track, so I was wondering if he was going to get a penalty for overtaking, but it looks like he's cleared it okay. So let's have a look at the front actually. Dark Stompers come into the pit lane. Soft tires should go to the end here. It's a question of if anyone has any. No penalties for the front 3. Kingsholm trying to get on Car's gearbox there to try and jump. Soft tires for Kingsholm. Soft tires for Dark Stomper.
Carl Wiedeberg, soft tires for him. Now, will Lewis F1 pit? That is another. So Darth Vader is into the pits. Most likely soft tires for him. My question is, now Lewis F1 does have to follow a Delta time. And yep, he is pitting.
I think double stack from McLaren's at the minute.
Oh boy. Table boy better slow down a bit. Yeah, so it looks like Milan is going through. Milan's not pitting.
He's just pit for fresh mediums, so is Darth Vader. He's at the pit exit, so he's fine. He's just pit for fresh mediums, so yeah, this is going to be interesting. Like I said, the degradation on those soft tires is so high, so they're going to be ridiculously quick the first, 5, 6, 7 laps, but those last 2, high chance of spins, high chance of punctures. Maybe the mediums are the best call at the minute. Everyone's come in, but there's a couple of mixed, couple of mediums, couple of softs. Phoenix is the last one to come in. Let's see what he opts for. I think it's looking at the mediums from a distance, is it? Am I colourblind? No, I'm colourblind. Soft. It's red, so they're soft.
Yep, so this is interesting. So Darth Vader, he pit during the safety car, didn't he? Or was it the lap before the safety car came out?
So he pit, no, Darth Vader was on the hards. He's pulled a madness. He was one of the ones, the first safety car opted for the hards and tried to stay along. He's done a madness, so he ended up P4th. He pit, Gets a lovely fresh set of tyres, and I suppose he's in the fight for a podium at the minute.
Yep. And Milan is in!
Is he opting? I'm not sure what this gamble is. Is he opting for the softs now, maybe? He's going to lose a lot of positions, but...
Yeah, I don't know if that was the right call. He's going to lose 3 positions now, or 4, sorry. No, 3 positions as it is right now. Will Addix, as Pestosis, gets himself a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So that's...
He's opted for the softs.
Yeah, so Milan, I mean, 3 positions lost. And both Iggy and Lewis have time penalties.
I haven't really looked at the penalties, to be fair. Quite a variety there. There's a couple of 3 seconds, a couple of 6 seconds. Pestosos, he's the guy with the most. He's got 8 seconds. That 5-second penalty in the pit lane's not going to help him. In fact, if I were him, I'd be pitting again, because he can serve that 5 seconds and he'd only lose 1 position.
Yep. It would just depend on if the safety car is coming in this lap, which Phoenix is quite a ways back. So, yeah, it would, unless there's a very late call, it would make sense for Pestosis to hit again.
Let's see what happens here. Is it the safety car going to come in? I don't think it is. It normally calls it about now. It's going to be another lap of running. Unless you call it right now. It would be an absolute mad. No, never mind.
Bosworth is in, and Pestosis has stayed out.
Yeah, if I were him, I would have served that penalty. He's not going to lose anything. Not sure what H-Boss is planning here. I'm a wee bit concerned. He's gone for the softs again. Has he used his allocation? We'll find out now in a couple of seconds. See what tyres he gets on. They are fresh.
Let's see the tires. Yep, so fresh softs for H. Bosworth. As I would assume that the safety car will be coming in after this lap. We are currently on lap 27 of 33.
It's a long safety car. I think that safety car came in on lap 23, 24, right?
I'm assuming 24?
24? Yeah, it was quite a long one. I suppose it did do that extra lap, but yeah, I'm not sure. I'm just going to have a look at the warnings actually to see if there's any chance of any penalties at the front. I haven't seen any so far for Dark Stomper.
Addix just had, as the safety car is in, Addix just had some type of issue and has dropped all the way down to P12.
Interesting. Dark Stomper only has the 1 warning at the minute. King's Home, I'm not seeing any for him so far. Or Kaviliberg, so I don't think penalties. Oh, there's 1 for King's Home. 2 for King's Home. He's on his last warning, so he's going to have to be careful. Carl Viliberg's looking relatively clean at the minute, so he can push as hard as he likes, really.
So we are about to get underway, as it is Dark Stomper who is at the front of the pack, and he has gotten away, and it looks like a pretty good getaway for him, as King's Home has gotten a good jump on Carl Wiedeberg, and they are almost side by side. King's Home, and a bit of contact between Carl Wiedeberg and King's Home. Who is going to come out on top for this second place position? It is, at the moment, as King's Home is going to have the inside line for this turn. Bit of contact between the two again.
Carl Wiedeberg keeping his foot in, but I think Kingston's managed to get it done around the outside. Can't afford to let Dark Stomper go. They've got to keep up with him or he's going to disappear. Too much drama so far. Normally the restarts, like I say, remember the last one? Drama everywhere. And we're fairly civilised at this point. There's only 5 laps left of the race. Dark Stomper's opening that gap nicely. I haven't actually checked the comments today. I'm sure the Dark Stomper fans are going absolutely wild.
So I was riding on board with Addix. He just made his way past H. Bosworth to go up into 11th place, just 1 place out of the points as Milan Massimo gets himself a 3-second time penalty for multiple track limit warnings. And Dark Stomper sets the fastest lap of the race with a 1:18.149. He is almost 2 seconds clear of King's Home in second.
He's got to get a move on. He's got to get within that DRS range before it's activated, because he's going to leave himself vulnerable to.
And Addix is into the grass as he made contact with Phoenix. As H. Bosworth is on the wet.
He's going for the wet tires. It's a madness. Last week I wasn't there. I'm raging I missed it. He was the winner. He went on the dries whenever it was raining. So now he's going to take the gamble and go for them. Expecting rain in these last few laps. Let's see if he can make turn 1. Oh, he does! Well done, Harry. Jarno Altmeier's going to be proud of you, son. Good lad.
So currently riding on board with. Actually, I will go to. Riding on board with Iggy, but I am going to keep an eye on that 2nd and 3rd place battle between King's Home and Carl Wiedeberg as Thibaut gets himself a 3-second penalty for track limit warnings, and Pestosis follows suit as well for himself, getting a 3-second time penalty for multiple track limit warnings.
I'm trying to work out if it's physically possible for H. Boston. Oh, he's nearly lost it. If it's physically possible for him to not get lapped before the end of the race. It's not looking good so far.
So currently riding on board with Carl Wiedeberg as he is following relatively closely behind King's Home, who is in 2nd place. It's DRS wide open for Carl Wiedeberg, but not enough straight to be able to make a move on King's Home. As we have yellow flag sector 2, Addix is out. Will this be a safety car? It is!
Oh my!
H. Bosworth, put on a proper set of tires, you may get some points.
I can't see this safety car lasting too long, you know. Like he has to actually get round to the pit lane. So there's been a madness. Someone's pulling a madness. Stibble Boy's pulling a madness. He's going for the softs. I wasn't whenever I said there was a lack of safety cars, it didn't mean I wanted them but it's kind of happened. A lot of the guys at the back have opted to pit for a fresh set of tyres. What I am concerned is, has anyone made the mistake and gone for too many pit stops? I'm trying to get the tyres up, but I'm completely inept at that apparently. Nope, they've all pit for fresh softs, so it's looking good.
Yep.
This is going to be a bit of a madness. So Dark Stomper and King's Home were battling tooth and nail at the race start. It looks like they're going to be doing it to the end of the race as well.
And it's unfortunate for H. Bosworth, because he could have finished, as it is right now, with only 3 seconds worth of penalties. He could have finished in 8th.
Yeah, he's going to have to get a move on, get back round. He gave up too soon. Dark Stomper's brother is not going to be a happy boy.
Yeah, it's like
his team have made the wrong call today, putting the wet on.
Yeah, it's like the race yesterday. I actually opted for going onto the wet tires when everybody else was on intermediates because it was raining still, but it wasn't. There was a few laps left as the safety car is in this lap, so H. Bosworth, yeah, he's going to miss out.
Unless, I mean, I suppose technically speaking, you can get points here. If there's a bit of chaos in these last couple of laps.
Yep.
Technically speaking, he could end up in the points, but he's gone for the softs. Nearly a lap down. I don't think he's going to catch the safety car unless he's got some sort of a rocket engine underneath that car. But you're right, it's a shame. He actually would have ended up probably in around P7 if he hadn't have done that. But
yep.
I mean, I respect the gamble, I guess.
So I'm on board with Dark Stomper as King's Home is right on his back. And Dark Stomper is away, trying to break the toe on King's Home.
King's Home's got nothing to lose. He's got to go for this.
Oh, wow. And it's very late. Just can't make any contact to even lose that second place position potentially. So
I say one penalty could make all difference here at the front as well.
That's true.
There's going to be no DRS to the finish as well, so it's just all out pace. It's going to be a bit of a madness game.
Yeah, and there was a few moves. I think Milan made a move on Lewis, and I think Boy made a move on Darth Vader as well. I just did miss it on the broadcast.
Of course, there's all these penalties in play, and the whole field now completely bunched up. Only 4 drivers not to have penalties at the moment, so I'm not sure Phoenix is going to have to get around Iggy at the moment, and there's a Pesto is trying to get up the inside, and he's hit the curb, and he's round!
Wow.
Iggy's a chance, or not, Harry's got a chance. Harry has a chance.
Yes,
Harry, get a move on. You've a chance of points here, son. Get a move on. You've a guy in front that has no front wing. Come on. He might have a chance of points.
I'm wondering if Pesto, does he even pit?
I'll be interested to see. I think if he doesn't, he'd be caught without a doubt. I think if he pits, he might have a chance. He's not.
He's not.
Okay, at least we have a bit of late drama to look forward to. Iggy's managed to get around Phoenix again.
And H. Bosworth got himself a penalty.
Not going to help the cause. Is there a difference? So both Pesto and H. Bosworth have a penalty at this point. I'm not sure. We'll keep an eye on that later. Let's look at the front. We'll come back to it. I'm excited.
So I'm currently riding on board with...
comfortable, man. He's looking comfortable.
Yep. Yeah, it's almost 9/10 on King's Home at the moment. And I'm riding on board with Boy. Is he going to be able to make a move? As we are on the last lap. Nope, with no DRS. He will not be able to catch up to his teammate in Lewis F1. Whereas without any mistakes, only 2 turns remaining for Dark Stomper, and he is the winner of this Spain Grand Prix. So it's first for Dark Stomper, second for King's Home, third for Carl Wiedeberg, Milan in fourth, Lewis F1, Darth Vader jumps to fifth and puts Lewis down in sixth, Boy in seventh, Iggy Combo finishes in eighth, Phoenix in ninth, and it's Pestosis.
The drama, the drama, it wasn't as close as what we thought it was going to be. Yep. He actually made the right call. I didn't think he'd be able to break that car around another lap, but he's... That wet tire call probably caused H. Bosworth at least P9 anyway.
Yep. Yeah, it's like the race yesterday, as I was saying. It was intermediate conditions. I decided to go on wet, so I was probably 10 seconds slower than all the other cars. But
oh no!
But James, I was in 11th, and James crashed out, so I actually got 1 point from the race.
Oh, sweet! The point streak continues.
Yep.
The point streak continues. That's what it matters.
Yep. So.
Oh man, another chaotic Spain.
Mm-hmm. As Milan Massimo is named the driver of the day by the game, and I think it said he made up. It was over 10 positions that he made up in this race, and yep, it was 12 positions that he made up. So I will go through the finishing order for this race as Dark Stomper in first of the Alpine team, King's Home of the Red Bull team in second, Carl Wiedeberg in third, Milan Massimo, great race by him in fourth, Darth Vader, good race by him as well in fifth, Lewis F1 started sixth, finished sixth, Boy in seventh, started 17th, made up 10 positions, Iggy Combo in eighth, Phoenix in ninth, Pastos's first race of his LFR career finishes in 10th. H. Bosworth finishes in 11th. And then I believe this would be the start of the DNFs. Addicts in 12th, BKS in 13th, Shug's Life in 14th, Flea in 15th, Boosted in 16th, Shoxby Like in 17th, Ryan Van Doom in 18th, and Yo-Yo in 19th place.
Bit of a madness, Ken. I'm trying to reflect on everything that happened. We had the madness at the start. We didn't know what was going on. Wouldn't it be really funny if that whole race was just the AI cars going at each other? I mean, you've just been talking about. Yeah, the madness at the start. The Mercedes doing an extra formation lap, or I don't even know what was going on there. The battle between Kingsholm and Dark Stomper, those first couple of laps was immense. Late safety cars, 2 late safety cars. It was just a madness, just an absolute madness.
Yep. So we would like to, for myself and Big Weir, we would like to thank you for tuning into this broadcast of Limitless Formula Racing. This upcoming Thursday, as I check the schedule or the calendar, the race will be taking place at, oh boy, Monaco.
Oh boy, I'm racing. I'm doing it. I'm taking the plunge. I'm bringing the reserve. I won Monaco twice last season, man. I can do it again. I can do it again.
Yeah, you are good. You're very good at that track. So
I'm going for them. I hate the track with a burning passion, but I'm going for the Monaco trifecta. Let's go, baby.
Yep. So this Thursday it will be at 8 p.m. UK time. The race will be taking place at Monaco for Thursday Formula 4 racing. So it is my pleasure to bring, Big Weir's pleasure to bring you Limitless Formula Racing. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel as well. For myself and Big Weir, we would like to say take care.
Have a nice Christmas, guys.